Today, Instagram is a giant. It's how we eat, how we travel, and for many, it's how we define ourselves. It's sleek, it's intuitive, and it's worth billions of dollars. But imagine for a second, an app that tried to do everything. An app where you could check into whiskey bars, earn coins for hanging out with friends, plan future meetups, and, oh yeah, maybe post a photo if you wanted to. It sounds chaotic, doesn't it? Well, that was the original Instagram. It wasn't called Instagram, it was called Burbn. And to be honest, it was a disaster. In this video, we're going to tell you the story of how one man decided to delete 90% of his hard work to build the app we know today. This is the story of the pivot. Let's rewind to 2010. The iPhone is still relatively new, the App Store is the Wild West, and a guy named Kevin Systrom is sitting in a coffee shop in San Francisco, obsessed with Kentucky whiskey. Kevin wasn't a computer science major. He was a self-taught coder who worked in marketing at Google. But he had an idea. He wanted to build a location-based app, kind of like Foursquare, but specifically for bourbon lovers. He called it Burbn, and he built everything into it. He wanted it to be the ultimate social tool. You could check in, earn points, post plans, and share photos. He raised $500,000 in seed funding. He hired Mike Krieger. They were ready to take over the world. But there was a problem. The users didn't get it. The app was cluttered. It was confusing. People would open it to check in, get overwhelmed by the features, and close it. It had an identity crisis. Was it a game? Was it a map? Was it a social network? Kevin and Mike watched the analytics closely, and what they saw was terrifying for a startup founder. Most features were completely ignored. But amidst the failure, there was one tiny spark, one specific behavior that users kept repeating. People weren't checking into bars, but they were posting photos of their drinks. They were posting photos of their dogs. They were ignoring the game aspect entirely and just using Burbn to show their friends what they were seeing. Kevin realized that the communication wasn't the text or the location, it was the image. This leads us to the most famous legend in Instagram's history. Kevin takes a break. He goes on a walk on the beach in Mexico with his girlfriend at the time, Nicole. He's venting to her. He says, "We're going to pivot. We're going to strip everything away and just focus on photos." But Nicole wasn't impressed. She said, "I probably won't use it." Kevin was shocked. He asked, "Why not?" She said, "Because my photos don't look as good as your friend Greg's photos." Now, Kevin knew Greg used fancy apps to edit his pictures, so Kevin said, "That's because Greg uses filter apps." And that was the lightbulb moment. Nicole said, "Well, you should probably add filters then. If you make bad phone cameras look professional, people will post more." Kevin went back to the office, and he did something that is incredibly painful for any creator. He started deleting. He deleted the check-ins. He deleted the points. He deleted the future planning. He took this complex, feature-rich app called Burbn, and he stripped it down to the bone. It needed a new name, something that combined instant camera and Telegram, Instagram. They spent 8 weeks building the new version. It did only 3 things: post a photo, comment, and like. That's it. Oh, and the filters. X Pro 2, Hefe, Valencia. Suddenly, your grainy iPhone 4 photos looked artistic. They looked nostalgic. On October 6th, 2010, just after midnight, they pushed the button. Instagram went live on the App Store. They expected a few hundred users from the old Burbn days. Instead, the servers crashed. 25,000 users in the first day, 100,000 in a week, 1 million users in 2 months. It was viral. It was unstoppable. Why? Because it was simple. While other apps were trying to be Swiss Army knives, Instagram decided to be a sharp, single blade. It solved one problem perfectly, making your mobile photos look beautiful and sharing them instantly. Less than 2 years later, Facebook bought Instagram for $1 billion. The story of Burbn isn't just about tech history. It's a lesson for all of us. Sometimes we think adding more features, more work, more noise is the answer to success. But usually, the answer lies in what you can take away. Kevin Systrom didn't succeed because he built a great app initially. He succeeded because he had the courage to kill the parts that didn't matter. So look at your own projects today. What is your Burbn? And more importantly, what do you need to cut to find your Instagram? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the story, hit that like button.